Hi guys, welcome back. So we've got the Parkoo markers again today, and that is because the company was so happy with the video that I did reviewing it. They want to do a giveaway on my channel. One of my subscribers is going to get the 80-pack marker. There are some limitations on it. I don't usually do giveaways where there is limitations, but these were really good. And I understand what the limitations are for the company, and it's not their fault. These are alcohol markers, so it's complicated to get them out of the United States, and they can't deliver to P.O. boxes. It's because the alcohol markers are flammable. Unfortunately, this giveaway is only for the United States, but I have another giveaway coming up in September where it's going to be open to everybody, the whole entire world. So that was the limitations on that, and here are the rules. You must be a subscriber. I have to be able to get a hold of you. As I said, no P.O. box. They want you to leave a comment saying, what would you do with these markers if you got them? Now, I'm sure it doesn't have to be long. That's how you get into the drawing. And now, I always think a drawing is much more fair. I will do it on camera, and we'll pick the winner. Now, the winner must get a hold of me. My email is in the description box below, all the way at the bottom. Just send me your address, and I will give it to the company, and they'll ship it right out to you. They were really quick with my markers. I meant, really, I think like an hour after I gave them my address, they were in the mail, and I got them like 2 days later. So that is our giveaway, and I'm really happy to do this. My brain is going crazy with ideas for Inktober this year, and I'm going to use these markers. That's our giveaway for today. My friend Tammy asked if I would do another turquoise demonstration, and this is the turquoise stone, not the color. I know I've done them in the past, but turquoise is different in every stone, and the color combinations are infinite. So I'm going to do another combination for the stone turquoise and show you some of the things that I do to make the stone look like a stone instead of just a gradiated blob of color. I'm going to use a circle design, and I'm going to start out with, I think this is my barrel grabbed. I think this is True Blue. It's a nice mid-range color. So I'm going to put a light layer down of the blue. Now a little bit about the stone turquoise. The color will be dependent upon, well, first of all, the mine that they get it out of. Minerals around it are, so you can have malachite, you can have all different stones that are mixed in with the turquoise. Real turquoise stone, if you go out and buy it, is expensive. A stone this size that's real turquoise, well, first of all, it would be rare, and it's quite expensive. The stuff that you get mostly in the stores is not real turquoise. It's a composite stone, and usually what they do is they grind up smaller pieces of turquoise, mix it with some resin, and reformulate it. And that's the less expensive turquoise that you would actually get, which is more common you see in malls and places that are selling mid-range to bottom-end jewelry. Real turquoise, as I said, is quite expensive. It's also not pure. The stone turquoise has fractures in it. It's a soft stone. And if those of you that don't know, I used to cut gemstones before I hurt my shoulder. So I know quite a bit about gemstones. There's another stone out on the market that looks just like turquoise, and it's called howlite. And usually when they're using howlite, the stone color is dyed. So it's not even a real blue. It's a white stone that's very porous, and they're able to heat treat it with some dyes. And that's a lot that comes out of other countries. India sells it, China sells it. Okay, so I just have a very light layer of the blue on it. Now, the real stone turquoise can be anywhere from a dark blue to a blue-green and every color in between. That's why I could do turquoise for a month straight every day and never have the same combination twice. Oh, this is 905. I keep grabbing my barrels. I don't know why my barrels are mixed in with my colors. This is 905. Now before I get into the details of the stone, I'm going to want to blend this up. So this is still base. I'm going to put in a little bit of peacock blue on the edges so that it takes on a roundish appearance and a domed appearance. And I'm not being too neat because this is going to be very blended. I've got new paper that I'm working on. This is the Nini paper. I'm going to do a review on it. It's got its good points and it's got some negatives. I still miss my Georgia Pacific, but they don't make it anymore. I'm so upset. So now I'm on the hunt for new paper, and I'm just testing out different reams. This is the second brand that I've tested. The first one, Gear and something, I got it at Walmart. Did not have good tooth. It had tooth, but it had like a textured pattern tooth that I didn't like. This is Nini paper and the Nini brand, and for lay down it's a little bit better, but the ream that I bought said it was 110 pound, and it definitely is not. So it's a little bit thin and I can't get as many layers on, but once I get the layers on, it blends up really nicely. This is indigo blue. Put a little bit more into the center because this is going to get very light once I apply the white. I'm going to cross hatch it. Cross hatching always gives you a smoother surface. Okay, this should do it. Okay, now I'm going to take my white pencil and I'm going to just go in circles and blend this up smooth. Now I don't need it to be ultra smooth because I'm going to be putting in some details on here. I'm using a Holbein white, which is a little bit greasy for what I should be doing. I should have really taken my Prismacolor white, but right now I'm working on a secret project and I have my pencils all over the place in little piles everywhere. Oh, I have another subscriber who asked me yesterday to do a Schieferfarben color combinations, and I just wanted to tell her that it's on the way. It's going to be in next month's videos, and you'll see why. I don't want to give away everything that I'm doing. I'm going to leave a little bit of mystery. Oh, we have a new moderator on the Facebook group, and congratulations, Fern Curtis. I'm sure everybody knows her that's in the community. She's been a subscriber of mine for, I think, since the beginning. I mean, I feel like I know her forever. I mean, like right from day one, and she was definitely a good choice. Well, I asked one of my other moderators, Tracy, what she thought, and of like to suggest who might want to be crazy enough to take it, the moderator position, and we both came up with the same names. Exactly, so we were both thinking the same thing at the same time. I put in a moderator every 100 people in the group so that no moderator is stuck having to be there 100% of the time because, you know, it's Facebook and people do have lives. So I think it's a good ratio, 1 to 100 on the group. Now I'm going to start working on the details, and turquoise has fractures in it. And I'm using a indigo blue to do these fractures. Now, in some cases, like the variety called Spider, turquoise. The more fractures, the better. It causes like a spider web to form on it, and they're usually like black lines in it. Now I'm working on my black. And that adds the value to that stone. So these fractures are important. Now, if the fractures cause stone to become unstable, then that's not good either. So you don't want too much. And it usually causes some black flecks in it. In the case of malachite, you would have green. I personally like malachite better than turquoise. And then there's a stone called chrysocolla, which is a combination of malachite and turquoise. Just brightening up the stone, adding in different hues of imperfections. And I'm using the peacock blue for that. Tap it down into the stone using the white. And now I'm going to start to burnish. Little circles, tapping hard. Letting the tones reach its potential. Light aqua mixed with the blue would be a typical turquoise color that you would see. So on top of the white, I'm burnishing with the light aqua. Now what I'm doing with the white is I'm sort of putting a glare on the stone. I'm going to put a harder highlight on it, but turquoise is not typically an ultra shiny stone. It's more like a matte with a polish on it. So it's not something you're going to facet with. It just doesn't pick up the light in the same way. That's how you know if a turquoise stone polishes up really easily when you're working on it and you're grinding it down. Yeah, that's not real turquoise. Sometimes the resins that they add in there have the ability to make a high shine, because of course that's what people want for their jewelry, is shiny stones, but naturally it's just not what it is. It's actually a difficult stone to get a high polish on it. I would call it a medium polish. Okay, so now I'm going to put a little bit of a high shine on it. For this step, I'm going to use my Dr. F. Martin's pen white and a ball stylus. Okay, I'm going to let that dry and then shape it. Now I'm at the very end, and I'm going to just shape it down a bit and smooth out the edges. People do this with Posca also. They don't shape the edges, so what you usually get is a very stark color sitting on top of your wax, and that's not really what you want. Now you can also spray your picture before you shape this down and then shape it, because it will scratch off the page, but it'll give a much less harsh look to it. Because as I said, you don't want it too shiny, that it's not a glassy like stone. So you wouldn't want these very, very high highlights on it. Then I'm going to just darken up some of the lines. Now the more spider-like veins that you put in there, the more realistic the stone looks, as far as it looking just like the stone turquoise. See, that white is adding that glossy look on it without being too bright. Okay, now I'm going to make sure my edges are nice and defined. Now you don't want to put like a ring on it where it's a heavy black line. You just want to make sure that there's an abrupt stop between the colored pencil and where the edge of the object ends. Nice clean break. And the very last thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to lift it up off the page, and I'm going to go to my alcohol marker, and I'm using C61. These are the Parkoo markers. And I'm going to just give it a little bit of a shadow. Now, turquoise is not a translucent stone, so you wouldn't have that light going through it. Okay, now I chose where to put my shadow because the light is coming in this way. The highlight is over here, so it would be coming in this way. And notice where my shadow is from the marker. Right there. Now, if this was translucent, where I just put the dark would be a very light color, a white, because it would be translucent. Okay, so there we got turquoise. And I will see you guys in my next video. Take care. Bye-bye.